Hi guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you're watching this from. I just wanted to do another update on SYSCOIN. Now I did one, I think on December of 2021 when SYSCOIN broke through this cup and handle formation. After that, I haven't really covered SYSCOIN on YouTube. I have been covering SYSCOIN regularly for the past 3 months, pretty much every day on my Twitter channel, on my Twitter page. So make sure to follow me on Twitter if you are interested in getting daily updates on the SYSCOIN price action. My Twitter handle is the real Fortune X. If you're watching this video and if you are interested in SYSCOIN and other cryptos that I analyze, make sure to follow me on Twitter as well. So apart from that, what we'll be doing today is we'll be first focusing on the price action analysis of SYSCOIN USDT, and then we'll also look at the BTC variant, and also I have another chart that I want to show you guys, which I'll be showing towards the end of the video. So let's quickly get started with SYSCOIN. Just one more thing, make sure to watch the entire video, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video, and also post your thoughts on the comment section on what you expect SYSCOIN to do over the next 3 to 4 months. So let's jump into the USDT chart. So this is one setup that I have been covering since I think it was January of this year. So it's this bullish wedge over here. Now I know there are certain questions that you guys probably have in mind with regards to this setup. One is obviously why we consider this a bullish wedge when there is obviously this sort of whip shows on the chart. So this is the daily chart, but if you look more closely into the 3-day chart of SYSCOIN, what you would more or less see is that this is more of a shakeout than anything else. Now obviously the reason why we look at more longer term charts is because it filters out price action. Now for example, you might get a better view of SYSCOIN's price action if you look at the weekly chart than look at the daily chart. So for me, I think in crypto, more than the daily chart, I usually focus more on the 3-day chart. And if you look at the 3-day chart, it would most likely encompass most of the price action within this setup, and it will only register a break below the setup on this occasion over here, and that is only for, I think it was just 2 candles where prices ran back up in within the setup over the next 3 days. So if you go into Binance, or if you have the 3-day setup on TradingView, either one of the two, just quickly look into it and just draw this setup over there, and then you would realize what I'm saying, that it was more of a shakeout than anything else. So if you look at the low from here, which is roughly around 40 cents, where if you consider the high, which is roughly around 74 cents, we have pretty much ran up around 100% since then. So the video is not about that. The video is to obviously highlight the potential that SYSCOIN has over the short term to medium term, and also over the long term. So right, so now we obviously have a confirmed breakout above this setup over here, which happened a few days back. Now why I say confirmation is no setup, whether it's a cup and handle, a wedge, or anything else, none of those setups get validated until we have a breakout and a close above the setup. So as of now, we have a valid breakout above this wedge. And another setup that I would like to show you guys is obviously this double bottom over here. Now the first bottom is over here, and then you have another clear bottom over here. Now generally what they say from a more theoretical perspective is that usually the right bottom, which is this one over here, usually undercuts the left bottom, and they say that it's usually good for the prices when the right bottom undercuts the left bottom. So when I say undercut, that means the right bottom falls below the low of the left bottom. Now it doesn't happen all the time. There are double bottoms where the right bottom is above the left bottom, and in this case this is what we have. Now we can confirm that this is a double bottom because we have a breakout and confirmation above the neckline, or the confirmation line, whichever you want to call it. Now we saw a breakout and a very strong bullish candle during the breakout, and also heavy volume accompanying that breakout. And secondly, we also had a retest of this support level. Now, as you know, whenever a resistance level is broken, it flips into support, and that's what we saw. We saw a breakout and then a retest of support, and now we are slowly moving higher to retest this 73 cent area. Now if you look at the 3-day chart again, now this is the daily. If you look at the 3-day chart, you would realize that there is clear resistance around the 71 cent area. Now on the daily chart, our main focus is around this 73 cent area. So let's ignore the 3-day chart for now, and let's just solely focus on the 73 cent area. So if we are to see a breakout above this 73 cent area, then you're most likely to see a move towards this 85 to 91-ish area over the short term. Now the rally can be very strong and very quick if we are to break above the 73 cent area. So next run up that you can expect over the short term is towards, or the very short term is towards this 85 cent to the 91 cent area. Now if you look at the 3-day chart again, the resistance, the most strong resistance is around 90 to 91 cents and not around this 85 cent area. So most likely, just like the move over here, we might see a run up from 73 cents all the way towards 90 to 91 cents over the very short term. So apart from the two bullish setups that we have on the USDT chart, a few more things that I want to highlight is obviously another bullish signal, which was the break through this lower low, lower high setup. Now you can clearly see that prices have been trending lower since we topped out at $1.33, and since then we have been forming a series of lower lows and lower highs. Now the moment we broke above this double bottom, it also sent the signal to the market that prices have also broken through the overall downtrend that we have been having since January of this year. So how we know that is the moment we broke through this double bottom, we also broke through this peak over here. That signaled that we have registered our first higher high, which is over here. Let me highlight it in a different color. So there we go. And then also since we made a higher high, this one now the right bottom over here now becomes the higher low, the first higher low and the first higher high. So now that we have broken through that downtrend, we have three confirmation signals, three bullish confirmation signals. One is a confirmation above the bullish wedge, two above the double bottom, and three above the break above the lower low, lower high setup. So as of now, a much more stronger signal for SYSCOIN will come if we can breach through this 73 cent area again, which would trigger a very short term move in terms of time frame towards this 90 to 91 cent area. So that's something that you want to look at. If you are a person who usually trades very short term, then obviously keep an eye on this 3 cent area. If it does break out, then you're likely to see a strong move to the 90 to 91 cent area. Now me, obviously I am a more medium term holder of SYSCOIN. I have most of my money in SYSCOIN, so I won't be selling anytime soon, but if you're a short-term trader, obviously there is a setup over here for you as well. So now that we have looked at mostly the price action, now I want to show you an indicator. Now generally a lot of people, when they say indicators, they usually look at RSI and MACD. Now for me, I mostly look at the comparative relative strength index. Now here we go over here. Let's add it onto the chart. Now we have a few things that we need to fix over here. One is that as of now, the denominator is the S&P 500. We need to make sure that it's BTC, and that's about it. Let's take away the plot and let's make this okay. So alright, so what's so the relative strength line. Now please make sure not to confuse yourself. This is not the relative strength index, that's RSI. This is the relative strength line. Simply put, it is a ratio. Simply put, the numerator is the price of SYSCOIN, the denominator is the price of whichever you want to compare it with. Now as of now everyone looks at BTC, so we are comparing the price of SYSCOIN relative to the price of BTC, and that ratio is what you have plotted on the bottom of the chart. Now one thing what I would like to show you guys is obviously the price action until this peak at let me highlight this over here, at the peak over here. Now you can clearly see that let's take it a bit more over here. So you can clearly see that RSI the relative strength line has been moving higher overall until the start of 2022. Now one thing that's more important for you to realize over here is that the relative strength line was not moving higher because the overall market was moving higher. Now SYSCOIN, since the prices over here is showing from September, since September of 2021 all the way till January of 2022 moved higher, while BTC or Bitcoin was continuously dropping lower on all the time frames. So simply put, it dropped from 69k all the way down towards around the low 30s, and SYSCOIN on the other hand moved from roughly around 25 cents all the way towards $1.33 during that time frame. So that shows very strong relative strength in terms of SYSCOIN relative to the overall market or Bitcoin. So now obviously we have had a major drop since then. Now that's obviously understandable. You can't expect something to keep holding when the general market is continuing to be weak. So at some point they tend to fall, but the more important thing is what happened before the drop. Now generally whenever something like this happens, where prices continue to move higher while the overall market keeps dropping, that's usually a signal that whenever the overall market turns bullish, then this most generally these sort of setups like SYSCOIN tends to outperform the market once the overall market turns bullish, and which is why I am very bullish on SYSCOIN, not just from a price action perspective, but also I use the relative strength line a lot. I believe that it's a good gauge of how you can find movers that will likely outperform the market when the market turns bullish over the next run. So as of now, that's one of my major reasons why I'm bullish on SYSCOIN, is because of this move over here when the general market was continuously dropping. And I believe that once BTC breaches through certain key, now we have breached through 46k, but most importantly, if you can breach through the 50s, then most likely SYSCOIN has a very strong opportunity of moving to much higher levels over the short term to medium term. So that's it on the USDT chart. Let's quickly add the BTC variant and quickly look at that as well. Right, so in terms of BTC, I'm not going to look at the daily chart. I'll be looking at the monthly time frame just to highlight you how strong the setup looks like. Now if you look at now I've highlighted the support and resistance level, the key levels that we need to watch for. Now as of now, you can clearly see that we have breached through this major resistance level that has been acting resistance for the past almost 6 years. Now if you look at it, it was acting as support. There have been buyers coming around this area in 2016 to 2017, and then again we saw a bit of support once prices dropped all the way down, it bounced, and then since the break below this level in 2019, prices have continuously found resistance. You can clearly see it through the long wicks over here and over here. So for the past 3 years it has continuously found sellers coming in, and eventually had generally dropped to retest the lower levels over here. So it has been a level of importance for the past 6 years, and the fact that we have broken through it adds much more bullishness to the BTC variant. Now on the same side, we obviously clearly have resistance from this double top that formed during 2017 to 2018. So a break below that made BTC or drop all the way down towards this low over here. So that remains the key level for SYSCOIN BTC to break through. Now if we can breach through this level, which I believe we should, because if the USDT if that setup tests the 133 cent area, then most likely we are likely to breach through this 0.30 cent area on this one over here. So if we are to breach through this level, then most likely what you would see is prices retest this range over here. So if you look at it from a percentage gain, from, let's just take this as 14 cents, and this range falls around the 60 cent to 70 cent area. So that's roughly, if we assume that it's 60 cents, then that's roughly around a 400% gain from current market prices. So this can happen now. As you can clearly see, this has a lot of volatility when prices breach through certain key levels. Now if we do break through this level, then you can really expect SYSCOIN to jump towards this resistance range probably in a month, or even in less than a month. So something very similar to what happened during these 2 months, in November of 21 and December of 21. You can expect something very similar to happen if SYSCOIN can breach through this level. Now obviously if you are to breach through above this level, then you can expect prices to move much higher over the long term as well. So I believe that this chart obviously puts a lot into perspective of how much potential SYSCOIN has, even over the medium term, if you're willing to invest in this one. So apart from this, I have one more chart to show you, which is SYS the chart that is mostly calculated by TradingView. Now I don't know how many people watch this, but I find this setup much more not just useful, but much more cleaner and clearer for the person who's watching it. Now if you see it, I'm pretty sure everyone kind of spots this, which is the cup and handle setup. You have a clean cup and then a handle over here. But obviously, like I said at the start of the video, we are yet to receive confirmation, and how we receive that is obviously when we break through this confirmation line and close above the confirmation line. That's when we will have confirmation. So if you have to measure a price target on this setup, we pretty much take the confirmation line and we measure it to the lowest point on the chart, which is over here. So if you pretty much look at it in this sense, what you're looking at is pretty much around a $1.06 move to the upside if you are to break through this. So assuming that the breakout happens at around $1.06, we are looking at a similar move to the upside, which means that we are likely to test the $2.10 area on the breakout. Now if we are to break out, then most likely we will see a very strong move on SYSCOIN over the very short term if we are to see that happen. So again, this is another setup that you can add into your list when you're analyzing SYSCOIN. So we have looked at multiple setups. On the USDT chart, we had a bullish wedge which was confirmed, a double bottom which was confirmed, and then on the BTC variant, we saw that we are very close to a key resistance level where if broken, we are likely to see a possible 400% move on SYSCOIN. And then again over here as well, we can see a clean and clear textbook type cup and handle forming on the monthly chart, which has been forming almost for the past 5 years. So we are yet to receive confirmation on this, and once we do, we have one target which is roughly around $2.10. And if you are to factor in what we saw in the BTC variant, where we saw a possible 400% move, then you're possibly even looking at SYSCOIN reaching around the $3 to $4 range over the short to medium term. So you have a huge amount of potential on SYSCOIN in terms of price action. And also, if you haven't yet looked at SYSCOIN from a more fundamental perspective, they have their own YouTube channel. Make sure to follow that as well. And mostly just jump onto their Twitter profile, and then you will see a lot of partnerships. They have been pretty much getting together with other projects over the past few months. I've started following SYSCOIN, I think probably in December of last year, and since then they have exponentially grown up till now. So this is an excellent project to keep an eye on. Obviously it's your choice to invest in it, that's completely up to you, but I've obviously shown you from a price action or technical perspective how much potential SYSCOIN has to really do well over the short to medium term. So I hope that you guys have watched it till the end of the video. If you have, obviously I hope that you enjoyed it, and most importantly you found it very useful. And hopefully make sure to subscribe, like the video, and post your thoughts on what you expect SYSCOIN to do over the short to medium term, and whether you're already holding SYSCOIN. So thank you guys, thank you for watching. I'll hopefully do another video in another few weeks, updating my analysis on SYSCOIN from this video. So thank you guys, thank you for watching, and have yourself a great day.